Here I am, back in my grow room that I just started. But I thought, why not show you guys a little bit around? I put some stuff in here finally. Things are starting to really move. I got a couple things I want to talk about, so let's get this started. I'll show you guys a little bit about what's going on in here. Like the experiment with the LED lights, going really well. Plants are really responding well to coming in from the greenhouse. Things were getting rough out there. I mean, it was getting cold. Some nights were almost freezing, or actually, I think we did get below freezing at times. So, yeah, let's get started on this, alright? Well, I'm getting ready to harvest up some microgreens for delivery tomorrow. And I'm also going to be doing some free samples tomorrow. So, for the radish, the sunflower, and some pea shoots, I'll be putting those in baggies instead of the clamshells I normally use, and be giving those away for free at a couple of my local stores that I sell at. But so that's just one of the things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I mean, you can see things really look good. This is that spicy mix right here. Some amaranth that's really coming into it. Some radishes. There's a purple stem variety and a red stem variety. These would normally be fuller than they are, but I was getting poor germination out in the greenhouse because of the temperature. Some pea shoots, grown using the method I've put videos up about how to grow perfect pea shoots. Those are not pre-soaked. It's just, if you want to check that out, go check out that video. Maybe I'll add it to the end of this one so you can find it easily. This is more of that mix. It's not as old as the one I just showed you. Some broccoli, sunflower, it's getting ready to be harvested. And yeah, I deal with seed hole problems just like anybody. These also, I don't feel like they grew as well as they should have because of the temperatures outside. But yeah, they've really come into it. More peas. This is, that's more of that mix. Took me a minute to look at to figure that out. More mix. I grow a lot of the mix because I have a customer who he takes a pound of that every week consistently. I mix it with some radish, some amaranth to give it some nice color. And sometimes I'll throw in some extra things I have, like kale. But yeah, and he really likes it. It's a really, really nice restaurant that takes that. Here's some radish that's going to get harvested up tonight. Yep, so that's about it for that. Yesterday, for one, you can see the doorway's blocked off because that storage room I showed you before, I'm not heating that right now, and it's getting a little bit chilly out, and I want to keep it nice and warm in here. Picked that up yesterday, dehumidifier. It's working awesome. This thing is, I love it. I mean, it's. I didn't realize this. I don't know if I've ever had a dehumidifier before, but they generate a lot of heat, and that's all part of the function. It has to warm up a coil for the air to condensate to so it can pull the water out of the air. And because of that, this thing actually puts off a little bit of heat, and it's like so warm and tropical feeling in here, and I love it. This is the experiment I was doing with the LEDs, and so far I really like it. I think I'm going to end up converting all my lights over to these LEDs. I can't say for sure yet. I'm giving this 2 more days before I make my decision. But if everything keeps going the way it is so far, I'm going to stick with the LEDs. I'll do a full review on these soon. Let you know everything about them. There are some problems. One of them is, you can see, these light strips, they're soldered together. There's like a bunch of kind of smaller links. I don't even know how many there are that they soldered together, but right here You can't really see the solder because of the light being on it, but there's a strip, 2 strips here that are soldered together. You can see I have to fix that solder joint. So right off the bat, that's my biggest complaint. But when I actually, if I go with these, I'll actually be installing them a lot differently. I won't be just wrapping them around like I did. I'll be cutting them and making them all the length I want, and have that I can make them so I can disconnect them. And yeah, so that's going great. I have big box fans I was going to put in here, but my orbital fan here is actually working fantastic so far. So if that keeps working, I might not put the box fans in. Between the dehumidifier, cycling a lot of air, and this fan, you know, blowing right across back and forth, things are doing really good. I've almost never had my microgreens be so nice and dry. There's no water sitting on the leaves. Basically, I try to keep the soil nice and wet and let the dehumidifier pull that wetness out, and try to not let any moisture collect on the greens. And it makes harvesting way easier. As some of you guys know, I don't wash my microgreens, and if they're wet, I can't package them. So sometimes you have to dry them, and that sucks. And I really try to avoid doing that because it's hard to dry them without wilting them at the same time. And yeah, so I'm getting ready to install a doorknob. Like I've said, this door is actually it's temporarily installed because there will be drywall eventually on both sides. There is drywall already on the other side that's not finished. And I guess that's it for this update, guys. Thinking about doing a video tomorrow where I actually go into my stores and set up for the free samples. I've never really shown where I go into a store, and I think some of you that are probably getting started in this and want to sell microgreens are maybe intimidated about stores. And so I thought, if I, you know, it's intimidating to walk into a place. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing tomorrow, and you know, you guys can let me know if you see this video in time what you think about this idea, but I think that going into stores or going into restaurants to try to introduce yourself and sell your microgreens can be intimidating. You just always feel like you're gonna get I don't know, thrown out of the place, or someone's not gonna like you, or they're just gonna turn you down. But in my experience, that has not been the case. Probably 9 times out of 10, people are actually really happy to see you, and they want your product. They want you to supply them with the product and see how it goes. So tomorrow I am going to be setting up and doing some of the free samples, and that's something I haven't tried in the past, but I think it could be good to give people a chance to try them for free. I don't have time to hang out there and hand them out, but I was thinking maybe showing a little bit of video about me actually going into these places and just setting up the free samples, maybe showing a little bit about what goes on inside the store, how I handle doing things. I don't know. Maybe I won't do the video. The only concern with the video is whether or not the owners of the stores or the workers might be uncomfortable with me videoing in the store. But maybe I'll try to do something. If you like this video, you know, subscribe. There'll be more videos to come. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on that LED light, and if I decide that I like it, I'll do a review on it. The review I'm going to do either way, but if I like the light, then maybe I'll do a giveaway like I did with the scale. Give maybe, you know, 2 lights away or something, so you guys can try them out for free yourself. So, you know, enjoy the weekend, and see you guys around. See you later. Thanks. Bye.